Everybody loves a Monday. This Monday, I will die on this hill.
Okay.
Will be less climatic than last Monday.
I hope so, Brad, because I'm going to try for this entire week to get caught up and because of last week, and I'm not sure it's going to happen. I'm going to do everything I can.
Well, we believe in you.
I'm so behind.
I am. Well,
yeah, no, it's
you can
horrible.
catch up while you listen to this message from today's sponsor.
Active Directory vulnerable to cyber attacks? Active Directory is the #1 attack vector involved in 9 out of 10 attacks. Because of legacy Active Directory misconfigurations, it is a prime target for cyber criminals. To find and fix AD security vulnerabilities, you need Purple Knight, a free community Active Directory vulnerability assessment tool that is used by thousands of organizations to scan for indicators of exposure and compromise. Purple Knight provides a vulnerability assessment report and prioritizes recommendation guidance so you can quickly find and fix legacy misconfigurations that leave your core identity system open to attackers. You can also use Purple Knight to scan for vulnerabilities in Azure Active Directory, which is notoriously tricky to secure. Stop worrying about security gaps and download Purple Knight today to find out where the problem is and how to fix it.
There you go. Links down in the description, or up in the description, or left in the description, or right in the description. Wherever it may be.
You should point. I like when people on YouTube did that.
I intentionally didn't point because you always call me out every time I do it, Paula.
No, because it's in different places depending on where you're watching.
It really is.
Sometimes it's not even there. Like on the.
Where is it on Apple Vision? Threat answer that.
Yeah, exactly. One. On the TV, I don't know. You point in the 3D space or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, the weekend came. The weekend has gone. Next up on the agenda, actually, isn't it the Google event? Yeah, but other Pixel 8 stuff. Well,
October 4th, I think.
Yeah, that should be next week, I believe. Yes,
a
week from Wednesday.
Oh boy, it's coming. I'm supposedly getting my iPhone on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Which one did you order? I forget.
The Pro Max.
Pro Max. Yeah, you did.
Had to.
I always knew you were a Pro Max. You know what? This is not related to anything. I'm going to tell you what happened in our house this morning. Because my kid is whatever. I'm not making this up. She legitimately said, "Do you think our house would fall apart if Mom wasn't here?" And I was like, wow.
I mean,
you're not wrong. But I said, on the drive to school this morning, we're going to pretend that Dad isn't here. And you know what we listened to on the drive to school? Because we pretended that my Kerrigan can't pick what music she wants.
Mm-hmm.
Metallica, all the way.
In one of life's weird coincidences, I confront that fact in my own family all the time. We were actually, this is a different story, but we were with the kids in DC, and Stephanie went to, I don't know, go to the bathroom or something, and a couple of minutes went by, and I was like, I wonder where your mother is, And I was like, I think, kids, it's time for us to confront the horrible possibility that she's gone forever and that you guys are stuck with me now. And then my daughter goes, oh, God, we're
it's pretty much what my kid was hinting at, because my wife, I will fully admit, she's the one who packs up the bags for school in the morning. And
so I'm sorry, but the story I wanted to tell is we rented a U-Haul van this weekend this past weekend to kind of pre-move stuff before we go into this condo thing. And my wife dropped me off because she had to go to the gym, and had to she goes to a class, so it's at a particular time. So she's pulling away, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I bet there's something in a car I need that I'm not thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was, for some reason, he just hit it off, so we're kind of joking back and forth, and he's like, idea of proof of insurance or whatever, and I'm like, he's like, do you know the insurance company? And I'm like, ugh. And I'm like, my wife's probably not at the gym yet, so I'll call her, right? So she's like, I'm on the phone with her, and this guy's laughing the whole time. And I'm like, hey, I need you to take a picture of the insurance card in the car. And she's like, well, I'll do that when I can pull over. I'm like, no, I actually kind of need you to do it now. We're going through there's people waiting behind me, And she's like, well, she kept talking, and I'm like, we done? Could you just do this, And the guy's like, he goes, let me guess. She does your all the finances for the family, and I'm like, yep. I'm like, if she left me now, I would be dead in the water. I have no idea where anything is. I don't even know. I have no idea. I'm lucky I could even stand here and do the rest of this transaction. But he's like, this is not the right song, but it was something like this. He says, like, when my wife calls me, the ringtone is like the Darth Vader theme song, because she never calls me for nice things. And I was like, I think we're coming from the right. So we shared that Bill Burr joke about the school calling him, and he's like, you had my wife's number and my number, and you called me, like, really? And he's like, exactly. And I'm like, yeah, that's my whole life. It's awful. I'm out to lunch. So there you go. I guess we all have skills, but man, we also have downsides. I don't know.
My basic skill is that I control the Spotify, and
yeah, there you go. The remote. That's kind of a historic strength of mankind, or men, I guess.
all the things that plug in, the technology side is in my domain, to the point where, well, why last week I couldn't turn off the lights and my wife just manually unplugged them.
Right. Yeah, one of the things I brought to the apartment was the Sonos Sub, because we can't use it here. Anyway, it's just taking up space.
Yeah.
So we will use it there. That will be fine. It'll be nice to get that back.
Mm-hmm.
But
when are you officially moving?
So this has been changing and changing and changing. We had to renew our lease here at some date last weekend, or Thursday or something. So we've been kind of pushing to find out, because originally it was going to be sooner, but it will be November. November is when we have to move out of here.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I don't know if you know, or if I've told the story, but the place where we're going to rent, we're not buying it, but the place we're renting from is owned by the woman who owned the house that we bought before, right? It's my sister's mother. She's not my stepmother, but a stepmother, to make it easy. I'm closer with her than I am with my real mother. I mean, she's a much nicer person, but she's having medical issues, so she's going to move in with one of my sisters, and they set up a little kind of apartment thing for her in her house, but they want to rent out her place, which is a condo. So it's bigger than the apartment. It's about the same price per month, so it's good. Plus, we're a family, so we can help out with things like we won't call them for every little, like, there's a light bulb out, what time are you going to fix it? But it's actually much like when we moved to the house. We have a couple of months. In this case, we had more months than last time, but and we would drive down, remember, from Massachusetts with a truckload of stuff sometimes, leave it in the dining or the living room, whatever. So we did that over the weekend. We removed as much stuff as we could, that stuff we don't need that's in the apartment. We had stuff in storage, here. And we thought we would be doing this every weekend for like 2-3 weeks in a row. We did it all. So we will be sore for some number of days, but we'll just have to do little carloads, and then we'll move. We're going to be in Mexico, right? Of course. Again, mid-October.
Seems to be a reoccurring theme.
I know. Important things happen, so we go to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So I know. But we get back from there the 6th or something of November. So we'll move in those 2 or 3 weeks or whatever that is in November. So a couple of months.
Yeah, that'll be good, because I'll be
trying. I'm not busy enough. I know.
Vacation coming up and right around that time. It's going to be one of us, I will predict, will be in an airplane when the Activision deal officially closes.
I know. I just want to remind you and everyone else that it was the Friday that the FTC lost their final appeal, which was a Friday in July. The next day was a Saturday, and we were going on a balloon ride thing with our friends. Mm-hmm. And I was convinced they were going to consummate this deal over that weekend. I brought a laptop onto this balloon. I didn't need it in the balloon, but I mean, if I was out in the world and this happened, I was going to sit down at a picnic table or something and write this story, right? And that was like 2 months ago, over 2 months ago. And I think I told this story, but there was a guy from Microsoft PR who sends me things with the court case stuff and other court stuff, and the Activision stuff, and he actually had hinted to me. Did I tell you this? He provided a very good hint. He said, I looked back at this later and realized what was happening. He, on Friday, said it will be nice to finally be able to relax for a weekend. Meaning he wasn't going to be needed. Meaning they weren't going to announce anything, and I should have read into. He was giving me a nice little heads up, and I didn't catch it because I'm out to lunch, as we've established. So there you go. I want this to happen badly, but that will be early October most. It will be before October 6th, right? Isn't that the kind of date they
No. I
established?
think it's after. I think it'll be after the 6th, but
Okay.
before the 18th.
Okay, maybe that's it. Okay, yep.
Because I think that the court, whatever proceedings, have to stay open until the 6th to get all the complaints. Because they publish that document. It's like, we think this is fine.
Oh, I see. This is the getting feedback from
Right.
public. Yeah, okay. I don't.
The other fun
Sure,
thing,
I'm sure they're going to get what they've always gotten. Everyone loves it.
the other fun thing that's tangibly related, only because it's this time of the year, it's like the Google Photos or whatever memories coming from like years past show up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of you in our family, Paul.
You, me, and your family.
Yes. So
Yeah,
SeaWorld
because
pictures
we
have come
would've-
up, multiple trips to Disney. And it's like, yep, there's Paul. Just
Yeah, I think you're also, we have that smart display in the kitchen. You pop up. It's like the picture of us in our where were we? Chicago, I think, with the hats, the little stupid green hats.
Oh yeah. It's
New
all
Orleans.
this time of the year.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah, I was so. Yeah, this is not the title. I'm doing this on a podcast. I want to have Brad on Hands on Windows, right, to do some Start 11 stuff and maybe some other StarDock stuff. And I was sort of thinking about like this weird form of graft, and like I happen to know this guy, and we were coworkers for X, whatever, and I guess we technically sort of still are. But I mean, I was trying to remember, I came to BWW technically December 2014. But really, January we started the site, and so it was kind of a clean January to January thing. Like technically, well, it was March 1st or whatever, but it was a clean number of years, right? So 8 years, was it 2015, sorry, to 2023 is 8 years. And so I was trying to think, like, how long was Brad there? I bet it's at least 6, but you also left before I did. So I'm going to guess 6 years.
It's 5 or 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I was literally just, these are the things that occupy my brain sometimes. I was thinking about talking to you about the show, and and I was like going through like how I would kind of introduce you, and I was like, I don't remember.
Well, the way this also bled into everything is we're going to Universal Studios next month. I think I've talked about this, but for Harry Potter
Do you need
World,
me to come along?
well, that was what my wife was like. She's like, my wife was like, it would only feel right to invite Paul to this, right? I mean,
did he bring a Surface RT that he could throw into a fountain?
We are going to Harry Potter World, so
I'm going to need you Wednesday night. We do this trivia thing now, and Harry Potter is one of the topics we just found out, and I don't know anything about Harry Potter per se. Maybe I should have your daughter show up.
Yeah, my daughter would be.
Yeah, because she read all the books, right? She actually read through them.
She's all in. Like, there's a Harry Potter club at school she's in. This is her jam. This is her Star Wars.
What is what's going on in Harry Potter world? What is it? I know. I mean, what are the big things? Is there like a Quidditch arena or something?
There is, but that's like a side quest thing.
Yeah.
If you had to sum up all of Harry Potter in there's a boy who's abandoned by his family.
Yeah. No,
and then there's dark magic. He has to fight the dark magic. He defeats the dark magic, and kind of goes on.
So I don't know. This is the weirdest thing in the world. I literally just heard that there was a secret. There are maybe multiple secret places in that area. That's kind of the appeal of it. Like it's
maybe.
I think you should look this up. I believe there are secret locations to the Harry Potter.
Let me explain how we do
Disney.
vacations here, Paul.
Okay.
If we're doing national parks or whatever, like that is my wheelhouse. Like I take total control of flights, hotels, booking, traveling, car rental, everything else. This is my wife's vacation that she's planning. If she wants to look that up.
All right, but hold on. Let me just put a little germ of an idea into your brain. Knowing that, and I'm sure your family knows that, what you should do is quietly look this up.
Yeah,
and
maybe
then,
that's probably the smart
as a hero, while you're there, say, hey, by the way, do you want to go to the secret part of Harry Potter? And then make it happen. I'm just saying, that's the father's dream.
Is it?